Hi guys, it's a Bounty News channel and today I would like to speak about the new project in my channel. The name is Multiversum. The Multiversum project raises a question of how well the current blockchain architecture suits those complex organizational problems it claims it's capable of solving. Since the inception of this tech, there are endless talks how it's going to redefine and reshape everything: governmental procedures and businesses logistics, delivery of goods and payment systems. And since those claims are not unsustainable, the blockchain tech combines several existing technological concepts, namely cryptography, open-closed key pair principle, and decentralized data structures, particularly distributed ledger technology (DLT), that can vastly improve the current bleak situation with trustworthiness of existing architectures. The first question, though, that pops up in my mind from the point of view of a person who spent a decade automating business process through databases, like how those complex organizational and business data structures can be organized in the linear structure of blockchain ledger. Naturally, business processes are much better reflected in complex database structures, having multiple entity types tied together with connections. In other words, that we call a classical model of the relation database, or to put it differently, all those organizations and processes that will allegedly be targeted by a blockchain, they already effectively use the relational database paradigm to optimize and automate their work for a couple of decades. If the blockchain is a new word in process optimization, it still has the huge downside in the form of its simplicity. Like if I have a database supporting logistics in my company and it includes like a couple of dozen tables and relations between them. And then somebody tells me that I need to redesign it so it could be presented as a single linear set of records without losing its functionality. I would say it's ridiculous, and there is no way to do that. Really, blockchain, while addressing certain problems related to data integrity and immutability, as well as security and robustness of the system, totally overlooks the other aspects of the environment that it's intended to improve, namely the complexity and interconnectedness of business processes, containing multiple entities connected to each other in multiple ways. In other words, the complexities that are currently perfectly tackled by relational databases. So this project has already reached the soft cap, and nowadays they reached more than $7 million. It's a very good result. So the question that naturally comes to mind is why not just to crossbreed blockchain tech and RDBMS tech and benefit from the advantages of both. This is what Multiversum project actually does. Essentially, it approaches the matter practically. The truth is, blockchain has its limitations. Even more so, it's designed to solve a limited set of very specific problems. To address a broader problem of process automation, we would need architecture combining features of classical databases with elements of blockchain design that will increase the level of security, reliability, and trustworthiness of such system. Similarly, there is a need to address intrinsic elements of blockchain, including low processing speed and scalability, a huge amount of energy and computational resources it uses to process and confirm transactions, and a certain rigidity, shown for example in its inability to roll back transactions. Multiversum builds a new data architecture, somewhat combining the elements of blockchain and relational databases. Enumeration of key project features gives us the following: the platform uses sharing to distribute its operations among node clusters, adding an element of parallelism to transaction execution. As opposed to standard blockchain architecture, Multiversum makes possible to roll back transactions, a capability vitally important for the real-world payment processing protocols. Also, it allows to freeze users' wallets if necessary, which is a mandatory security element of any half-decent banking system. The Multiversum product developed its own original proof of integrity protocol for transaction confirmation, which solves the problem of transaction delays and restores the heaviness of the traditional proof of work protocol. The product uses biometric data to increase the level of user security. This is a good approach to the ubiquitous problem of private key safekeeping. In fact, private keys are the weak link in the chain regarding the whole model of blockchain security, meaning that it's not difficult to steal private keys or coax the user to give them away. The platform includes special security protocols, double access lock, and reverse access denial that additionally increase the safety of the nodes. The platform implements a CID transaction paradigm, which stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. It means the transactions are not divisible. Each separate transaction brings the database from one valid state to another. All the transactions are isolated from each other, and failure of one transaction doesn't affect that other. And finally, all the changes made in the database stay there permanently and cannot be lost for any reason. To sum it up, multiversum is an interesting technological concept that was born out of practical considerations and understanding of problems related to real-world blockchain applications. It's well worth considering. ICO started from April 16, aiming to distribute 141 million MTV tokens. The hard cap of the sale is $65 million. More information about this project you can find on the links which I put under my video. Thank you for your attention, guys.